Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Deb from Birds of Valhalla. I'm going for a walk in my neighborhood. I try to do this every day. I know I'm a stout woman that walks like a penguin, as somebody pointed out so helpfully on the live last night. I'm overweight, but I'm extremely active and I eat really well. I had chicken breast and blueberries for lunch and for breakfast. Last night, I had salmon, cauliflower rice, and green beans. And that's what I had for lunch, too. And 2 eggs for breakfast and a cup of coffee with some cream and sugar, but not a lot of cream and sugar. That's the only cup I have all day, and otherwise I just drink water. I don't really drink, and I exercise, and my job's super active, but I still walk like a penguin because I've got messed up knees and terrible genetics and thyroid disease and PCOS, and I still run a business. How do I do that? How do I run a business that's successful? Well, first of all, I don't recommend opening a soap shop. I don't recommend it. I do it myself, and I will tell you, I love what I do. And so it's like, why wouldn't I recommend it if I love it? Why shouldn't other people share in the joy? Because soap is fun to make. Because there's very few people out there that have the stamina, the hours, the money, to invest to be actually successful at it. So unless you've got at least 90 hours a week for at least 4 or 5 years, and you can take a loss on your product for the first 3 years while somebody else supports you, I would not go down this venture. If you have kids that are under 10 or want any more kids, please, I'm begging you as a mother, don't do it, because the business, if it's to be successful, will become your first baby. And there's no way around it. You can't half-ass it. You can't be like, oh, I'll work 30 hours. It doesn't work that way. You won't even cover costs. You'll get nowhere. You might as well wait till your kid is older. I got to switch hands. So I started my business when my kid was about 9, 10. And that's my biggest regret, that I didn't wait till he was a little older. Even though I was very present as a mother, I taught him to read. He's on the spectrum. He's special needs. So am I. He got it from me and his father. Like marrying like, I guess. Which makes it even more challenging to run a business. And, a lot of people that start soap businesses are disabled. Or they're people that can't work a regular job. Or they're people that have kids at home. I see a lot of soap makers that are moms that are just trying to do something creative, and all they want, because I coach people and I talk to them about their stories, and all they really want is to be able to supplement their income. And their big dream is to get their spouse or their partner to work with them and support their families. They're not looking to be rich. They're not looking to take over the world. They're just looking to survive. And I will tell you, the cost of soap materials like melt and pour, for example, which used to be pretty cheap, is $6 a pound wholesale right now in 2024. And that's before you add the fragrance, the colors, the staff hours, the molds, the cleanup time, the water bill, the light bill, the paper towels, the damage that it does, and then you gotta think about that, okay? So it costs what, $10 to make a big bar of melt and pour soap now, if you use really good ingredients. So you gotta charge people $20 for it, and people don't want to pay $20 for it because it's soap. So right now it's really, really hard. Now that's melt and pour. Now what about cold process? Cold process, if you use olive oil, which is one of the best, pumice olive oil is a little cheaper. It's actually better for soap. If you look at the study that was done by Brambleberry, they tested like all these different oils, and they found that sweet almond oil, which everyone's allergic to almonds, so you don't want to use that, and pumice olive oil. Did I say almond oil? Yeah, almond oil is number 1 and pumice is number 2. So pumice is really the first choice. But the price of that, it's going up by 1/3 in a year and a half. If you go to the grocery store, look at the larger containers of olive oil. I saw one for $57. I think it was 1/3 of a gallon. $57. And it wasn't like a super fancy brand. It was like a mid brand, and that's the basis of your soap. The cost of lye has doubled in the last 3 years. Yeah, it's not easy out here. I'm being completely honest with you. Now, if you want to have natural soap in your house, I highly recommend find yourself a soap maker and buy yourself some soap on sale and support other soap makers. Make soap at home if you want as a craft and a hobby, but just like most crafts and hobbies these days, it's going to cost you more money to buy the materials than it is just to buy the soap from someone else. Honest to God, even the expensive ones. And it's true that it's better for your skin. It's true, like my acne cleared up. I haven't had acne since I started making soap. So I hope you don't mind that I'm just kind of rambling, but YouTube has been the big driver to my website for the past 2 weeks, and I didn't even realize it. And so I've been doing some research on YouTube because I usually go on TikTok, and TikTok is failing me bad, failing everybody bad right now. And that's another reason why it's real hard right now, because the TikTok shop, they got real greedy over there. Oh my God, I could tell you stories. I will if you want me to. Ask me questions, I'll make a video. Now, one other thing, I'm out of breath. I'm going up a steep hill here for a while. That I will say, I better stop this video because I forgot what I was going to say. Whatever you sell, even if you're not going to be a soap seller or candles or whatever it is, you are no longer a creator of that product eventually. Now, I was told this many times by larger businesses, and I chose not to really listen because I loved the craft and I really was persistent on making this business successful. And I'm glad I was, because I did make it kind of successful. But whatever business you open, you will change from being the creator to being the person that everybody looks to as a boss. And if you're not a leader, and if you don't know how to lead people and deal with people that don't show up to work or show up 5 minutes late every single day and leave 5 minutes early and call out every other time, or question your authority in front of everybody else, or even though you're paying them well above what any place else will pay, that hide products they broke, and they're, dealing with people's drama is not something I've been ever really good at. But I'm really good at making products, cooking, making art. That's where my background is. And I had to create something at home because my body's all messed up, as I started the video about. So I had to do something at home. But if you're not good at leadership, you could learn a lot of it from books, which I have. And I was a chef, so I have some experience with that. But people can be challenging. I have staff now for 5 years in this business. My first staff helped me clean and ship packages. The second staff helped me create products and package the products. And my third staff helped me kind of manage customer service, help with posts and art and, Instagram and all of that. And now we have 7 people. We have a photographer. We have an SEO blog writer. We have a website guy. And it just grows. And as the team grows, and I eliminate the people that don't work out, that's just as important as finding the people that do work out. So if you hire 5 people, maybe 1 will work out. And you'll get better and better at it, but it is hard. And if you're working from home, they're going to be in your house. We have 3 bathrooms. Let me tell you how often I try to go to the bathroom and I can't get in a bathroom. 3 bathrooms. So now we have 7 people in our house every day from sunup to sundown. Actually, until sometimes 12 at night. But let me tell you, they're people I really like. If they weren't people that I liked, I'd be in trouble. So you got to make sure that the people that you hire are people that you want to work with. I want a non-toxic environment. And I finally was able to create it. We've got people that work hard and they're loyal and they're passionate about this business and about the team and each other and the product. And it took me a long time, a lot of eliminations, a lot of hiring to find those people so that I can take a walk because I was so busy. You know when you have a baby, if you've ever had a baby before or know someone, if you know someone, doesn't matter. You got to do it yourself. Sorry, it's true. You think you know, you don't. Oh, I was a nanny for 10 years. No, you don't know. It's another level because the responsibility is on you 100%. Nanny can come close, depending if you live in nanny, you know. But you can't find time to shower. And you can't understand why this tiny baby is preventing you from showering. Because, geez, it sleeps half its life or more. And a business is like that. It's like every minute of your time gets swallowed up. People ask for new things every day, and you got to make the sales to cover the staff. So you make them. You make as many as you can. You have to engage with the comments under the 4 hours of videos that you put up every day. And you enjoy that part, actually, because you like talking to your audience. But before you know it, your time is gone. You're shoveling food down your throat. You're not taking care of your health. And you got to be real careful. And they talk about balance, but there's no such thing. That's just a bunch of toxic shit, because balance doesn't actually exist when you're starting a business. You got to give up the balance. And that's an unhealthy thing to say, they would say. But it's just the reality that nobody wants to admit. If you want a successful business, you're probably going to have an imbalanced life for a few years. The first 3 years are the worst. Year 4 is not great either. It starts to get easier at year 5 if you're doing things right. On average, most businesses don't turn a profit till year 7. We turned a profit year 3. Why? Because I killed myself working. So, how do you prevent that? So say you don't have 100 hours and you want to do something. You can, but don't do what I did. Don't make 100 different products or 1,000 different products and listen to every Bob, Dick, and Harry. The most successful people that I know, that I've met, because I know a lot of business owners now that I'm a business owner, we meet each other and connect. The most successful and impressive businesses I know are the people that created one product. One. If you try to create 1 million different products, your inventory is going to get very expensive. Your costs are going to get out of control. You're going to have to stock 1 million things and order 1 million things. You got to keep track of all that. You got to clean it. You got to maintain it. It expires. It makes a mess. You got to get storage. Number 1, make one thing. Number 2, have someone else make it. You can design it. Let me give you 2 examples. The most successful businesses that I know, that I'm envious of. I've got multiple examples. But I'm going to give you 2. Number 1, a soap maker that I know. She did what I did. She nearly died from the stress. She had 3 kids, and she nearly died from the stress. Literally almost killed her. She had a soap business. One day she decided, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to die. Literally. So I'm going to design a tarot deck for people that are neurodivergent, ADHD. So that when they open the tarot deck and they do the spread, then they don't have to read a book. Because a lot of ADHD people don't want to read a book like me. We don't read the instructions. So it tells you right on the cards. It's called Territorial. And here I am making an advertisement for her. And we actually stocked her product for a while. But she is a soap maker that almost died from trying to run a soap business. And she made this one product. Now, once you design the product, now, by the way, it doesn't have any pictures. It's not fancy. It's literally just got some writing on each card. I'm not trying to be mean, but we're talking, I think most people could pull this off in under a month. Then she has somebody else print the cards and make the cards and produce the product. And now she has somebody else on TikTok and other platforms probably advertising the product for her. She pays them a commission. She does do some of her own advertisement, but this product, now she's got 3 iterations of the product. But if you look at her metrics, she's made more money than me. I make over 500 products from scratch and hire and pay 7 people, which, by the way, I don't make any money for sometimes months, even now, year 4. My people are paid no matter what. That's my priority. Bills and the people. I'm last. So she's making more money than me by making one product that she doesn't even make. She designed it one time. That is brilliant. Kudos to her. Another guy that I know, he created a deck of cards that's a bartending set for people that want to learn how to mix drinks at home. Now, he has a hard time advertising it because it's alcohol based, and you can't advertise that on TikTok anymore. TikTok used to be the Wild West, and now it's like Puritan. Now you got to make up words to talk to adults. It's pretty ridiculous, like grape and watermelon. But anyway, they're trying to be like a family-friendly, replace everything app instead of being TikTok, which is what we liked about it. That'll be their demise. It already is. That's why I'm here. It's better over here. I do miss my followers on TikTok. But anyway, this guy, he created this bartending set, and it's a card. It's beautifully done. This actually took some work. I'm not saying the Territorial didn't, but this guy, you could tell it's like it's a lot more work. And he designed it. I think there's way more cards too. So this is probably months and months of work, if not years, because I think he's done like editions and stuff. And it's all he sells is this one thing. And again, guess what? He's been in the news. He's been on television. He's been everywhere. And let me tell you, the SEO of these products, fantastic, because nobody else makes them. That's the other thing. So if you want to be successful for as little effort as possible, now, like the Territorial, right? She designed it, 8 years ago or 6 years ago? I don't even know how long ago, a while ago. And can I tell you, I put that in my shop and people would go to my shop and only buy that. They didn't give a shit about my soap or my 8,000 videos on TikTok or my 500,000 followers. Didn't matter. They were there to get the Territorial because it's selling so well that they can't find it anywhere else. And so people would come buy the cards and leave from my soap shop. So it was like pointless. So the best SEO was those cards. How frustrating is that? I'm putting 100 hours a week in for 4 years and people came and bought her cards and left. I tried to bundle it with my soap and then I felt bad about it. And then I just sold out of them. We had people buying 3 to 5 decks a day. I didn't have to do anything. It's the only SEO that's ever worked on my website. Every other sale I've had to make from videos and convert people myself through the process of communication like this. People would be interested in what I was showing or talking about and go check out the website and buy something, which I appreciate. So I'm the one that's doing all the sales. So my business model is broken because I have to make hundreds of hours of content every month. If I don't post a video for 1 day, I can lose up to $2,000. If I lose $2,000, that's $1,000 of income because $1,000 is gone that I can't afford to lose. So I'm stuck on a treadmill of making content, and also I'm held hostage by the algorithms that constantly change and nobody announces. So TikTok doesn't tell you that they suddenly want you to post 10-minute videos and 10 stories or they want you to post 7 videos at particular times a day. They don't tell you. YouTube's a little bit more clear about it. So you have to just kind of guess with your livelihood, and not just your livelihoods, but all your staff. Now think about the Territorial and the bar car model. They don't need staff. She might need like 1 assistant, maybe 2 people. But I don't think so. She took photos years ago and that's it. How many photos can you take of a deck of cards? It's a deck of cards. You don't want to give them all away. So anyway, that is the way to go. Find yourself a product that's a hole in the market and make one of them. And don't think that if the first thing isn't successful, that you're a failure. I've started like 7 businesses. And you know what? They were all basically failures. Even this one's a failure. Yeah, it brings in $500,000 a year. It's a failure. In a way. In many ways it's not, but in some ways it is. Because People don't find us via Google. They don't find us via any avenue but me, which puts all of the bottleneck on my advertising efforts, which is a lot to put on my shoulders. Plus running a team, and I still make the product. We make the product. We don't get it made somewhere else. We make it. Now, we do have a soap maker in North Carolina or South Carolina now who follows my recipes, and she produces some of my products, but very, very little compared to what we actually make. And we do have a candle maker in Texas who makes our candles and wax melts. Again, it's a recipe that we discuss and we agree on, we test, and she does most of the testing actually, because she's an expert. She's a chandler. She's an expert at it. And I plan on doing that with lotion and balms. I've been trying to find a lip balm maker for about 6 years now, and I think I found a good one. But it's really hard because lip balms are a little tricky, actually. This year, we're going to be removing all coconut from our products so that we can have some SEO traffic that's natural. Because there's a million soap makers. There's a million brands where you can buy natural soap. And a lot of them sell, no offense. Some of them are my friends and they're wonderful. But there's also others that sell bogus things. Like they'll scare you about the ingredients of products. Now, I heard that YouTube likes half-an-hour videos. So that's my goal here. And it's really hard for me to talk for a half an hour because I'm used to TikTok. I'm used to 15-second, 60-second videos, which they don't even like there anymore. So now my skills are useless. By the way, my house is going to cost $250,000 to fix, so we have to move. And we already spent that on the house the last 3 years. That's random, but I just saw a house and I thought about it, how we have to move. Oh, that's another thing about owning a business. If you are owning a business and that is your job, and maybe your husband works for you, or your partner doesn't work or doesn't make a lot, try getting a mortgage. They don't like it when you own your own business because they want to see a paycheck, a steady paycheck from someone else. It's very difficult to get a mortgage when you own a business. At one point, I realized I had to save $120,000 in cash to even be considered for a $600,000 house, which that sounds crazy, $600,000, but I live in New York. I live just outside the city, and a $600,000 house is a fixer-upper out here. It's a piece of shit. You want a good house, you're paying at least $750,000, $800,000 out here, at least. You want a new house, you're looking at $1 million. Taxes are pushing $2,000 a month. So the fact that I've gotten as successful as I am in New York, paying a living wage on soap, with costs rising, no physical locations. During COVID, people can't smell the scent-based product, is incredible and a testament to my will to make this work. And unless you have that will, friend, I don't recommend it. Find a hole in the market, do your research, make sure that the brand name that you pick is not trademarked. Oh, here's another mistake that I made. I put my face at the center of this brand. Now, that creates trust, conversions, etc., right? And I've built the best relationships I've had in my life, honestly, with strangers, people like you, which I thought my family would be my big support. No, it's you. So thank you. I see you. And I've become a lot of those people's biggest supporters. But it's hard for me to keep a relationship with 1 million people either, too. You know, people want to DM me, and I love meeting people, but God, I've got only so many hours of the day, and it makes me feel bad. But I do try to shake the hand of everyone that supports me, which a lot of creators don't. But you know, I don't blame them, because the time that I spend doing that is time away from my son. I don't have a lot of time as it is, and I spend it with strangers instead of my family. So that's the cost of the face-to-face. You meet the most wonderful people and you create a community. But it's your life, and if you've got other responsibilities, maybe you got to put that on pause for just a minute I wish I had waited till my son was a little older. And you don't want a business based on your face. I've got a sister who's got a yarn business. It's quite successful. All she does is dye the yarn. She doesn't even make the yarn. She doesn't spin the yarn. Sometimes she does. Sometimes she creates patterns and sells those, or products that she makes with the yarn. And I'm a big supporter of her, and she's brilliant. She's really brilliant. She's a software engineer by day, and she owns a business that she mostly advertises on Instagram, and Instagram's tough right now to make money on, but she kills it on there. And one of her things that's very different from me is that she doesn't show her face. And because she doesn't show her face, it's based on the product, all the photos and everything. But and most of the time people don't like that because it looks like an ad. They want to see a human face, connection. They don't want to see a picture of the product. But she does such a good job showing the yarn. It's called Mountaintop, by the way. There's my husband. Hello! They went to the mall. It's okay. Oh, wait, they want to talk to me. They're backing up. Okay. So I'm back at home. My husband pulled over, and now I'm back. This is my office, which is really just the spare bedroom. Those are flinging chickens that my son stuck to the wall during the holidays, and they're still there like 3 months later. But this is my office / spare bedroom. What you'll find if you have a business in your home is that every available inch of space of your home becomes business, which you can claim on taxes. Oh, taxes. That's another thing that you need to think about. Holy shit, taxes. I think it's 35% of what I make. I think I owe $20,000 this year. I mean, we pay it. We pay our taxes. But yeah, the more staff you have, kind of the worse it gets. Taxes, if you're not good at taxes, if you're the typical artist that creates things, you're probably not real good at taxes and bookkeeping, but you could be. You could be one of those rare people. I know a couple people like that, but just a couple. But anyway, a couple other things that you need to consider if you run a business, especially a production-based business, because the production of the product has to happen somewhere, and the supplies to make the product need to be stored somewhere in the appropriate temperature and shelving. The packaging to ship those products needs to be stored somewhere. You need a place to work. And if you are a social media person like me that promotes their business through social media, you need a functional space where you can do high quality production. And it needs to be a space that you can close the door. I actually had a special door installed for this room and this room only. It's the only door like this in the house. That's, I had to do all this research on how to deaden sound so that I could record in here. So, I'm sorry if I'm looking the wrong way. I'm not used to this orientation. I'm used to TikTok. I'm used to looking up. So this is very disorienting to me. This is my prize possession. Someone made this for me. My candle maker was also an artist, and she made Funko Pops. I forget how you call them, but this is me. And it's got a little Aquarius soap because I make astrology soap, and there's the candles. There's a little world tree bar there. And there's my apron with stuff on it. My favorite color is green and blue, so I got green and blue. Look, I got my crazy eyeliner, and she's got the crazy eyeliner. And there's my nose ring. And there's my glasses. And this is like my favorite thing in the whole world. This is the kind of relationships that you're going to have. And I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. How much you guys mean to me. This is another artist that created this, but my birds ate it. Here's another creator I met on TikTok, Inspired Polymer. And I've been one of her biggest fans since day one. I absolutely love her. And that's one of her works. And here's another creator. Makes shocks and makes glow in the dark. His name's Shocks Art. He makes glow in the dark resin, electrocuted wood. And then these little pictures here are from my photographer. She gave these as a gift to me during the holidays. She gave me a couple. And I do love my crystals. This is mine, not for sale. I do sell crystals. But these ones are some of my private collection. And if you look around, you'll find all sorts of things that people gifted me. And I can't show you too many of them because I'll start crying. Because they mean something to me. And that's the positive about this. But then if I think about all the time, too, that I've lost with my son, I also want to start to cry. Because I could have done all of this a little later. And so that's the thing I wanted to say to you earlier. The biggest mistakes I've made in starting my business is not considering my son and not considering his needs. I thought, he's 10, he's grown, he's good, he's school age, he's got friends. He doesn't have any brothers or sisters. He's a single child. He doesn't have any extended family. We had no support system. It's just me and my husband, and he's special needs. And he really did need me to be there for him for a couple more years. And I should have been there for him. That's my biggest regret as a business owner. However, we're one of the biggest soap accounts on TikTok. We might be the biggest cold process soap account on TikTok, or the third biggest or something like that, which is amazing. Most soap accounts on TikTok that do well are melt and pour based businesses. And a lot of them either can't supply the product consistently enough, or they're based on something that has nothing to do with soap, like a famous person, a celebrity. And they use the celebrity to sell their soap, which is clever, but I hope the celebrity is okay with it because, The most successful soap brand that I know for a fact that they make some of it in the United States, but I highly suspect most of it is made in China in a factory, and they just claim it all as American made. And they sell in Walmart, and they sell on Amazon, and you definitely know them if you know soap. Dr. something, they're not actually a doctor. There's no doctors involved. And the soap says it's 5 ounces. It's not, it's less. It lasts like 5 to 7 days for most people. Some people say it lasts 2 weeks, but I kind of wonder how often they shower. So anyway, it's a palm oil based product. It's not a very good product. It's very cheaply made because natural soap is not equal. You could make it with palm oil and really badly sourced mica and really chemical laden fragrance. Because it's all cheap. You can make them 4.5 ounces or 4 ounces a bar. And that soap bar could cost you $1.50 to make or $2 to make because it's made with vegetable oil or whatever. But then you can have another soap maker who makes olive oil based soap, and they put avocado and sunflower and jojoba in it. And they use ethical mica powder at the highest concentrated level. And so it's really intense, vivid colors. And they use 10 different colors, and they use 10 different pots to make it. So they have to wash all of that. And they use the best fragrance combined with, premium essential oils. And they use eco glitter. This is like us, basically. We use the best of the best of the best. And that soap bar is going to cost $6 to make. And it actually weighs closer to 6 ounces, and it lasts you like 6 weeks. So that's our goal, is to make shit that lasts forever. And it's actually been some of my undoing because it makes a higher price point that people don't want to pay. And then the soaps last 2 months, and then people don't want to buy more soap. So my soapscription service that I have on my website, where you could just subscribe and have your soap delivered, a lot of people end up canceling it because our soap lasts so long compared to what they're used to that they end up canceling their subscriptions. My soap for a year pack lasts people 2 years. It's a problem. I'm thinking about cutting the soaps in half this year, which is going to create a lot of problems, but I'll be able to reduce the price. Unlike, shrinkflation, most people are cutting the products in half and then charging more for them. So we would be making them smaller, but we're not going to charge more. But we do need to make a profit. I have 7 people to pay plus a family, and I'm the only income. And I have to pay for the house and everything else. And I think that's part of my success, is that I don't have a separate business place. Everything's in my house, because I'd have to pay another $4,000 or $5,000 if I had a separate space for the business. So that would make my life a lot more peaceful, but I'd have to come up with another $4,000 or $5,000. Now, for revenue, I'd have to come up with $10,000, because, like I said, for every dollar that I make, 50 cents is gone. So if you have a $5,000 expense, then you have to earn $10,000 to cover that expense. Well, if anybody has any questions, I would love to do more videos like this where we just talk. I'm not going to bullshit you. The only lie is in the soap. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'll shoot you straight. And I'm here to help you. I make soap, but I also love to teach. And I also love to help other people grow their businesses. And actually, one of my favorite things to do as an artist and chef, because that's where all this came from, is I was an artist and a chef, and now I'm a soap maker, which combines those skills. Makes a very unique product, by the way. You can't find a product like ours anywhere. I mean, every soap maker is different, right? I know some really talented and really amazing soap makers that are good friends of mine. But what makes ours different is that artistic quality and the longevity, the strength of our scents, the premium level of ingredients that we use, and our variety box. Our variety box is a standalone product. Nobody else makes anything like that. There's a bigger business that tried to copy me, and they made a variety box, but it doesn't come close to what we've done. If you haven't seen our variety box, it's something to behold. Come check it out at birdsofvalhalla.com. The link's in my bio. If you like this content, if you like me, I like you too. Thank you for watching. Probably kindred spirits we are from afar. Please do check out our website and click on all the little social links and come follow me everywhere, because I do post everywhere as much as I can. And I will answer your questions the best of my ability. If you comment under this video, that's probably the best way to get me. You could also join our Discord. I'm there 3-4 times a day. People don't generally need to DM me for any reason, because I'm so accessible here. I have a Discord I'm accessible at. I'm on Instagram. It's Birds of Valhalla TM on Instagram, by the way, not Birds of Valhalla. That was taken from me. So Birds of Valhalla TM is my Instagram if you want to go over there. I'll be honest with you. I love soap. I love soap. Love it. It's like art. It's like cooking. And it's immediate gratification. And the cutting process is so satisfying. And the smells, I have such a sharp sense of smell. I love it. I'm passionate about soap. And that's where my variety box comes from. By the way, the art for the variety box is made by like 6 different artists that I commissioned. I'm getting a lot of hate for using AI on some of my soap boxes, but we never use a particular artist's inspiration ever. And I'm an artist myself, and a lot of our soap boxes are not AI. They're paid artists' work, and sadly, we don't have the $400 a box budget to pay an artist to make every single box of soap. Anyway, it's really good to meet you guys. I'm going to make some more content. I'm going to go live later. And I just put a bunch of my soap downstairs, like lined it up to see how many kinds of bars I had. And I got to like 45 and I ran out of space. So I have like 45 kinds of soap on my website. And don't forget, we're giving away $50 to people that comment on the blog, on our website. It's on the bottom. Also, we're hiring artists. So if you're an artist looking for work, please contact us on the website. If you want to talk to me, contact me on the website, or join Discord, or just make a comment below. That's the best place to get me. All right. Have a wonderful day. It's great to meet you guys, and I'll see you later. This is Deb of Birds of Valhalla.